Ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight to another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode as we are live for the Pocono Organics 325 on tap for our Pocono doubleheader. Starting tonight, we'll have race 1, race 2 of the Pocono doubleheader will be tomorrow night on the channel, and those will be the final 2 live streams before I leave for Bristol early Thursday morning. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not a great qualifying effort for race 1 tonight. Actually qualified in the 26th position. We got a couple drivers dropping in the rear, a 55.999. The reason why the lap was that slow is because they got into the wall off turn 2. That cut a lot of time out. I think we could have possibly been top 10, top 15 qualifying. Stage 1's only 25 laps, so this poor qualifying effort's going to hurt us as far as that goes. But, hey, let's see what's going to happen. And I will make a bold prediction tonight saying this is going to be a wild finish one way or another. And the reason why I say that is because we are going to set ourselves a little fuel mileage strategy right from the drop of the green flag. We're going to try to make this race on 2 stops. It looked like we were going to be able to do that and make it work in this race last season. We ended up falling a lap down early on in the race because we just didn't have the speed that we do, say, now on the career mode. So I do think that this strategy will work tonight. We were very poor in the Pocono doubleheaders last season. I don't think we finished in the top 20 in either one of the 2 races. So looking for redemption this year. And let's get on into this. Black Ace, Patrick Shadley, Brian O'Born, Cars One Boy, R6R6. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Time for the non-organic Pocono 320. The non-organic. Alrighty. I'm excited for this race. I think we're going to have a good race.
Almost ready.
Green flag in the air.
Green flag. Inside.
Martin Church Jr. on the pole for the 2nd straight race. We'll see what he can do here tonight. Again, only 25 laps in stage 1. The 2nd and 3rd stages will be the longer of the 2.
Careful, go there. Inside.
Schneider having to start this outside lane is definitely not helping early on as well. Getting a nice big trap down the long straightaway. Now going to take it 3 wide to the inside of Ty Dillon. Bubba Wallace clears them both before getting into turn 2. Now he's underneath Tyler Reddick. Had to brake quite a bit there. And Ty Dillon's going to give him a push now. Schneider takes that shot into turn 3. Dillon moves up the racetrack, almost into the side of Wallace. Reddick really pinching Schneider down on the inside of the racetrack right now. Schneider going to pull up in front of Bubba Wallace and get a shot there. Massive push. Down the longest straightaway in NASCAR. He's carrying a lot of speed into turn 1, and he couldn't get the car to turn because of it. Maintains his position though in 21st for a moment. Reddick trying to side draft Balicki in the 7. Now he's going to bump draft Schneider. Matt Kenseth's going to jump out to the lead now. 3 wide in the tunnel turn just up ahead. Now 4 wide for a brief moment off the exit of turn 2. I didn't think they were going to make it there for a second. Definitely struggling with a tight car in the early going of the run. Hops down in front of Nemechek in the center of turn 3. Nice big draft on Josh Balicki. This car's definitely got some straightaway speed in it. 196 miles an hour into turn 1. Schneider and Balicki got into one hop, but actually Schneider, although he arced the corner really wide on entry, it actually kind of worked. And he'll pull Balicki down this next straightaway. These taller rear spoilers, a high downforce package is going to allow for a lot of drafting down the straightaways here at Pocono. Although it's still tough to pass, at least you can keep up with the car in front of you on the straightaway, so you're probably not going to see a lot of separation with the drivers at the front of the field, I'd have to imagine. Schneider going to try to break whatever draft Ty Dillon might have had there after passing Josh Palicki. Race in general is short. We talked about stage 1 being really short. These guys will not have to pit in this opening stage. Schneider's going to try to stretch each and every fuel run out as far as he possibly can to make this a two-stopper. Whatever stage points he can get along the way, obviously, would be great. He may have to sacrifice a chance to get a stage win in each of these first 2 stages, at least in race 1. Remember, race 2 is 10 laps longer, so it'll be a little bit tougher to pull a 2-stop strategy out there. I do think if we had to pick a race that it was going to work out in, it's going to be this first one. It's only 130 laps. Truex led lap 1, Kenseth's led lap 2 on through, now we're currently on lap 5. Bell, Austin Dillon still side by side. They're holding each other up. Schneider made a big run to the inside. I thought Bell was going to try to block him there for a second. Schneider got through turn 1 pretty well off corner exit. Pushes up the track though, trying to make the pass on the 17 of Busher. Big block on Alex Bowman. Look at Austin Dillon go up the middle between Bowman and Bell. Now he's on the outside of Schneider into turn 3 for 18th rather. Dillon's there. Austin Dillon, great set of moves. Schneider hop back in line for a quick moment. Pulls out of line, will make the pass back on Dillon on the Long Pond straightaway. He'll look to the outside into turn 1 now on Chris Buescher in the 17. Why, but it seems like Schneider's actually rotating the top better than the bottom early in the run at turn 1. And a good drive off and just completely pulls Chris Buescher that time. Schneider coming into this race off a win last night at Iowa. Race got pretty nuts in the final stage. Had 10 cautions total per incident, but 7 of them in the last stage, which was only 140 laps on a short track. This definitely got stacked up quite often in that one. I don't expect there to be too many cautions here today at Pocono. Kyle Busch going to get to the lead now for the first time. Of course, he won one of the Pocono doubleheader races in real life this season. It was the second of those races, and it was on fuel mileage. Ty Dillon, Chris Buescher continue to battle. Schneider's in the wall up turn 3. He pushed it too hard. That's about what he did off of turn 2 in qualifying. Problem is turn 3 leads to, as we already mentioned, not only a longer straightaway than, say, off the exit of turn 2, but it's the longest straightaway in NASCAR. It's definitely a tough hit. Great job being able to regather that car and overcorrect it into the outside wall head on again. It looked a lot more vicious of a hit than what it actually ended up being. It doesn't really look like there's too much damage on the right side of the car. Something's 10 months old already. I feel like I remember when you told me he was 6 months. Obviously, you know, if you do the math, a little bit 4 months ago, but time flies, man. Time flies. Just wait till he's 10 years old. be wondering where the time went. At that same point in time, you're probably going to be looking in the mirror, wondering why you're losing your hair and gaining weight and looking older in the face. I don't know. I'm just rambling on at this point. I guess we'll all be doing that in 10 years. Not just you. I would hope though. I would hope not, for all of our sakes. I guess it's just some of the things that could go along with the aging process. By then, you'll be firmly growing into your dad bod, so I feel like by then, maybe you'll already be used to it. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't have a kid. Don't listen to my advice. I feel like this is just terrible advice for anybody who has a kid that's 10 years old. Maybe you'll know. Do we have any dads that actually watch this stream that have kids that are at least 10 years old? I don't feel like there's many, if there is any at all. I'm losing hair too, buddy. I don't like to admit it, but it is what it is, I guess. Wow, Martin Truex Jr. is really falling back.
Say hi up here.
A 19 car. He's about to fall outside the top 15 as Schneider comes barreling into turn 1 on the high side. For whatever reason, he might just start running the high side. Johnson checked up. Almirola pulled up right in front of him. Schneider's going to go 3 wide to the inside. Truex trying to get a draft off the 99, it looks like, into turn 2. Schneider sends it underneath Eric Almirola. It's in front of him. Had to lift up the exit of the corner. Look at Truex powering through. He passed everybody, and he's going to clear Schneider into turn 3. Well, he had a chance to pull up clear. We'll see if he does it off the exit of turn 3 now. Schneider trying to beat him back to the gas. Truex going to pull high with the block. Schneider now going to cross over the 19 of Truex for 12th place. Pulling way down low, trying to break the draft. Now he pulls up clear as they're about 3 wide, and now they merge to double file into turn 1 between the 21-10 and the 48. Now Johnson dives in front of the 10 and may get underneath the 19 of Truex off turn 1. Oh, you got 3 kids. Wow. 11, 10, and 7? Unless you're late to the conversation, you don't know what we're talking about. And I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Join me in the ball club. I've actually been, through... I don't think I've said this. Well, no, I have. I've probably mentioned it to a few people in public. Some closer people that are close. So maybe one random person, too. But I have been I don't know if you would say investing, because that means you would probably put money into it already. But I am highly looking into Bosley, like, within the next, like, soon before the hair loss gets really bad. So I can actually afford it. I wouldn't say it's that bad right now, but I think when I, tell people I'm 22, they may think I'm closer to like 30. And the beard, some of it, but I'm sure the bigger forehead probably doesn't exactly look like a 22-year-old at the same time either.
Half down, half to go. This time by.
Welcome to the stream, by the way, DB Forever 85. I know. That's exactly what practically everybody says. It's a hard realization, that's for sure. Don't blink now. Schneider is Passing cars left and right. He's going to move himself up to 8th place ahead of Harvick in the middle of the corner. It's a big pull off the exit of turn 3. Schneider going to cut low. Thought Harvick might have tried to follow him and draft behind him still, but I guess Schneider broke it just enough. Keep the stash, no, yeah, I would keep the beard regardless. I like the beard. I feel like the beard just completes the look, though.
Still there?
On my bad hair days, I look homeless, but you know, on my good hair days, I look good. It's just kind of, it's like a 50-50 thing, though. It's kind of out of my control sometimes, too. The beard's always spot on, though.
Last 10 laps, you gotta focus.
I take care of it. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. Talk about hair and hair loss and kids growing up and getting fat and bald, and now already we only have 10 laps to go in stage 1. That flew by. Kyle Busch has led for a little while now, and he's actually pulled away considerably from Matt Kenseth, who led from lap 2 on. Martin Truex Jr., who we saw outside the top 10 already, did lead lap 1, but that was it for him after starting on the pole. Byron Newman close together. Schneider closing in on both of them. He's going to go to the high side in turn 3 on the 24 car. Keep going, get the drive off. It's the flattest corner of the 3 around this racetrack. Schneider's going to give a bump draft now to Ryan Newman. And he's going to use teamwork here to get by the 24 of Byron. Now he's going to back off of Newman, and Newman's probably going to carry a lot more speed into the corner than what he wanted to. And Schneider's going to get to the outside in turn 1. Get the run up, whatever banking there is here at Pocono.
You're clear.
Wow, look at Newman dive low, trying to get all the draft he can. Keselowski with a block on Boyer. Into turn 2. Great run on corner exit for Schneider, who's coming in hot. Oh, and he sideswipes Boyer along the way. Little contact made. Schneider barrels himself up to 3rd. Side by side for 4th between Boyer and Keselowski now down the Long Pond straightaway. 8 laps to go in stage 1. Schneider's about 4 seconds off the race lead from Kyle Busch, and he may actually have a chance to win stage 1. I love BJ McLeod in 2nd place right now. I'm not sure where Matt Kenseth fell. He was leading for a little bit. Oh, we got trouble. I think Kyle Busch is having issues. The race leader is having issues on the racetrack. No, it's not Busch. Never mind. It was a lap car in front of him. Michael McDowell almost got ran into by BJ McLeod, and Schneider's up to 2nd. No caution on the racetrack. McDowell's trying to limp his Front Row Motorsports car to pit road, and Schneider all of a sudden is about 1 second off the race lead. With 7 laps to go now here in stage 1 at Pocono. That held up Kyle Busch about 3 seconds that last lap. I don't know how BJ McLeod got on the brakes in time to keep it off the 34 car, but he did. Trying to catch some clean air. Dives way lower than Busch did in turn 2, and that gives him a run. Little side draft. Now he's going to pull away from Kyle Busch. Sending it into turn 3. Schneider is clear. Busch trying to hang up on the high side. Not enough. New leader off of turn 3 with 6 laps to go in stage 1. Egan Schneider out in front, trying to get yet another stage win on the season. It took some time after qualifying 26, but he finally got up there after 20 laps. 20 long laps at Pocono, considering this is a 2.5-mile racetrack. Half the tire extend itself as well. Remember though, Schneider will be staying out of the pits during the stage break for his two-stop strategy. He's got to take this run as far as he possibly can.
You got room, you're clear there. Careful, still there. You're all clear up top.
5 laps to go now in stage 1. Schneider, she's absolutely pulling away from Kyle Busch. Put some cars a lap down in the process. Going around the high side of John Hunter Nemechek, he'll go a lap down as well as he tries to get himself in the top 30 in points for his surprising Coke 600 win to try and get him into the playoffs. Not a good start, currently in 34th, 1 lap down. Now he's not even the free pass car because Joey Gase will be the first driver 1 lap down and 33rd ahead of him. Schneider should lap at least 2 more cars, it looks like, before the end of the stage. Pushed a little too hard off the exit of turn 3 there, had to lift. He's about 4.5 seconds ahead of Busch now, so. Any cautions we might get for incident as well is only going to help Schneider for his fuel conservation as well. Part of why he's running low on the straightaways quite often. Now we do have a caution. With 4 laps to go in stage 1, caution's out for the first time today for incident. So this will end the stage prematurely. Well, that'll help him. And he'll stay out, as we mentioned. Free pass is going to go to Bubba Wallace. 32nd. Cole Custer was barely on the lead lap at the timing of the caution, so he was very fortunate. And I guess Bubba Wallace fortunate too, considering that he will be the one to get the free pass, not Custer. So Schneider's going to be on older tires on the restart, just over 20 lap older tires as far as the green flag laps itself goes. Green flag is back in the air at Pocono. 53 laps in stage 2. Schneider going to pull up in front of Kyle Busch, nailing the restart initially. That good launch. Kyle trying to take control, but Schneider's got the clean air in front of the field off of turn 1. He's going to try to hold on as long as he can. It's going to be very, very difficult though. Already blocking Busch. Into turn 2, Busch to the high side, squeezing, 3 wide, here comes Keselowski. Underneath Boyer right now, he's bump drafting Schneider into turn 3. Now he's squeezed in the middle, and McLeod tries a crossover move. Here comes Boyer, he's going to give Schneider a little bump draft down the main straightaway. Going to blast both of these cars right past the 78 of BJ McLeod. Schneider's going to carry a ton of speed into turn 1. And he was able to actually back the car down pretty well for the most part. McLeod kind of got into the back of him though and knocked him out of the way. Here comes Boyer again with another shot. Should keep Schneider up to 2nd place by the time they make it into turn 2. Into the tunnel turn. Schneider actually got it to stick that time, and now he's going to be able to block the 78 of McLeod real quick. McLeod again underneath Schneider. Can he make the pass this time? Boyer's not close enough to give the 99 a push. Not yet, at least. Wow, that was my fastest lap ever. All that bump drafting. Oh, wow, I didn't think Boyer was going to go high like that. My goodness. Schneider almost pinned Clint Boyer into the wall. That took me by surprise. What a move by Boyer. Schneider getting the draft off the back of the 14. That'll keep him in front of the 2 of Keselowski into turn 2. Oh, he got really tight though behind the 14. He's into Keselowski. Keselowski will get on by. And Schneider lost a ton of momentum that time off turn 2. Byron makes the dive underneath Harvick, looking for a spot gain perhaps for him. Johnson trying to push Schneider. Now they're 3 wide down the main straightaway. Schneider blocks Johnson a little bit more. Trying to get a pull on Elliott. He'll clear him before they get into turn 1. That's good. At least they're not side by side anymore. Kyle Busch starting to get away again. They had a good run on Harvick. Side draft. Pull away. Harvick trying to get a pull off of William Byron. Schneider's going to clear Harvick off turn 2 though. Big run now on Byron for 6th. Schneider's starting to claw himself back into this even on the older tires. Oh, he went up the track again. Second time he's gotten into the wall off turn 3. Oh, Newman coming in hot. He almost gets into Harvick, who had to check up behind Schneider. Johnson squeezed to the outside to get by the 4 car. Schneider's pushed wide into the wall off turn 3 twice and off turn 2 once already. It's just so hard. You get tucked in line behind another car and it just shoves right up the track. Not all the time either, so it's really hard to trust it. Kind of slipping and sliding, trying to grip up on the apron in turn 2, being aggressive underneath the 6 of Newman. Just got passed by Logano. Pocono's known for its wild restarts, and it's definitely been chaotic so far since the start of stage 2. Would have been our first restart of the race. They're drafting off Ryan Newman. At least now he's in traffic again, he can draft, and that will help save fuel. Makes a pass on Newman. That'll get him back inside the top 10 again. He's definitely getting a lot better in turn 2. Now he's struggling in 3. I think he gets such a good corner exit to turn 2. He's carrying more speed into 3 than what he did earlier, and that's why he's pushed into the wall a couple times on this end of the racetrack. Look at Johnson get the side draft. They're going to try to get away from him now. They're dead even though. Schneider's got no drafting help on the inside. He's not able to pull the 48 car. He's going to pull back up. Johnson gets the side draft getting into turn 1. Schneider tries to drive it in as deep as he can to clear him, and he does. 99 back up to 7th place again. Shaking Johnson down the next straightaway. Schneider's far enough in the running order when he has to pit first, he'll be able to stay on the lead lap. Next thing is, he's just got to make sure he doesn't speed when he has to hit pit road. I don't know if I'd like to see a 500-mile race at Pocono anymore, especially if the new car's similar to this package with the intermediates. I definitely don't want to see that, but I do think they have to move the race lengths back to at least 400 miles, though. If Pocono only has one date like they're saying. Like the speculation is they said they're only going to have one date. It's a 350-mile race for one date at Pocono. I just feel like as a fan, those races did fly by in person. And I just feel like, you know, the ticket, you go to a cup race, you expect it to be longer, you expect to be there longer, and that's part of the cup race show. You know, let alone, you know, the driver's side of things. It's like that for the fans, too. I don't think races should be, you know, overly long, but I think those races were a little short. But I was willing to compromise for those short lengths, and I was okay with those short lengths because I got to see 2 cup races on the same weekend. So there was a compromise there. I'm trying to stay in line with Schneider in that accordion. Second straightaway allowed Byron to carry a little bit more speed into turn 2. I think he had to jump up the track, though. He ran the same line as Schneider on the inside. Well, they used to run 2 500-mile races at Pocono. Remember that. Not 1, but 2. So, it would be a long race. They were long races. Test of attrition, that's for sure. I will say Schneider has definitely managed his tires very, very well today at Poconos. It's nicknamed the Tricky Triangle for a reason. It's not been tricky as far as the tire wear goes. It has been tricky as far as Schneider trying to hold his line in turns 2 and 3 for whatever reason. I'd say he's mastered turn 1 for the most part so far. How about this? With that caution coming out, as late as it did, Schneider has only led 2 green flag laps in this race today. Because then he ended up losing the lead into turn 3 on the restart to Kyle Busch. He still has the lead, by the way. His brother Kurt Busch is in second. They finished 1-2 already this year at Daytona. In our summer Daytona race, Kyle Busch got the win that day. Kurt Busch still looking for his first win of the season. Schneider drafts behind Clint Boyer, gets a nice pull into turn 2. Schneider's back inside the top 5 and has a major, major run now coming on the 2 of Keselowski into 3. He'll go for 4th on the same lap. He'll clear Keselowski on corner entry. Schneider trying to gain all the track position he can as he's about to make his way into the pits here very soon. So breaks the draft now on the 2 down the long plant straightaway again. Shout out to PJ McLeod. He's been in the top 3 all night long. We'll see if he can stay there. He's got 2 top 5s on the season, 3 top 10s. They're trying to back turn 3 up. Gets a run in the center of the corner. He's underneath McLeod. A little contact. That contact stalled out Schneider's run. He carried a lot of mid-quarter speed. It was a little too much to try and make a pass.
Careful, still there.
And enough of the draft, though, down the main straightaway to get the pole and clear McLeod into turn 1 for 3rd. Definitely closing on Kurt Busch now for 2nd place. Oh, look at that side draft right off the exit of the corner. Pulled to that left rear corner panel of Kurt Busch. It was enough to suck him back just enough. Schneider now to 2nd, and he's got a run on Kyle Busch on the high side in 3. Kyle gonna pull up and block. And Schneider gets to the inside of Busch as Busch was trying to sway back and forth there, but it wasn't enough. Schneider gets underneath and he'll get the pull. He gets Schneider back out in front. Busch did lead that last lap at the start-finish line Schneider leads again. Just a couple laps away from having to pit. Busch has actually closed in on his brother Kyle now. So that might have been with Kyle being in line behind Schneider for a little less than a lap. Kurt was able to close just that much more that Kyle lost the clean air, but he's about to get it back very, very shortly. Remember, everybody has made one stop today except for Schneider. They all pitted during that stage break. Schneider stayed out. With him having the lead, he doesn't have to worry about going a lap down, short pitting here in stage 2. Going to try and go all the way to the end on 2 stops. That is the goal. We got one caution late in the stage, which ended stage 2 pretty early, but with that, or ended stage 1 pretty early. With that, it ended up actually extending stage 2 as far as green flag laps go. That caution coming out with 4 laps to go in stage 1. Kurt Busch has made the pass now for 2nd place, so maybe Kyle won't be the one with the clean air after all. But Schneider's pulled enough ahead that I would like to think they probably have clean air. Kurt Busch makes the pass. Schneider stays out one more lap, trying to push it as far as he can. Schneider plans on hitting the pits this time. 4 fresh tires, full tank of gas. There's still a lot of cars on the lead lap, too. That first stage being pretty short. Actually, this is really a perfect time to pit, because he would have caught lap traffic the next lap. Well, he doesn't have to catch lap traffic. He's just going to pit this time. As he locks the tires up. Oh, my goodness. Almost spun out. Fishtailing everywhere. That's going to cost a little bit of time, but at least he didn't wipe out. That was a little tough. 55 miles an hour was the pit road speed limit. Schneider did not speed. He was far from it because of how much he slowed up, trying to keep the car from spinning out. Kept it out of the grass. Kept it off the wall, most importantly, and eventually did end up making his way to pit road. So no adjustments, 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. First race in person, 2010 Pocono is 500 miles. Willing to go to Pocono. Rather see 500-mile race. Hey, more bang for your buck. Longer the race. That's kind of the way I think. I mean, I went to the Coke 600, and I know it was the quickest Coke 600 ever, but as far as like the lapse time, under 3.5 hours. But the races do fly by a lot more in person. So when they're shorter races as it is, they only fly by even more. And I feel like if it is going to be a good finish to a longer race too, the suspense only builds more and more and more with a longer race compared to a shorter race. Shorter race, you know, you don't have to wait as long. So, like, you know, I don't want to say it's anticlimactic because a good finish is a good finish, but I feel like a longer race, it's like, wow, these guys battle through. I mean, it just sounds better to say, you know, after 500 or after 600 miles, it's come down to the final lap versus, like, after 300 miles, it's come down to the final lap. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, well, it wasn't very long. More chances that they're going to be closely condensed together. It's a weird way of thinking about it.
Still there?
Oh, my goodness. Christopher Bell almost made a rookie mistake that time. He's not a rookie anymore in the career mode. Schneider had a massive run on these fresher tires and was coming up quick. Obviously, he just passed Chad Fincham off the exit of turn 1, and Bell must not have saw him on the inside. Almost wrecked both of them going into the tunnel turn. So Kurt Busch leading his first laps of the race. So far in this race, we have now seen 5 different leaders already. Truex led lap 1. Kenseth led a few laps at the beginning before Kyle Busch that is, took the lead. Schneider led twice. Took the lead with a few laps to go in stage 1 before that caution came out. That ended stage 1 prematurely. Kyle Busch got back to the lead on the restart. Schneider got back to the lead 2 laps before he hit pit road. Hit the pits. Kurt Busch passed Kyle Busch for second before Schneider hit the pits. And Kurt Busch now is leading this race for the first time himself. But we got trouble on the main straightaway. Somebody is smoking, and hopefully they don't crash going into turn 1. Hopefully it's like Michael McDowell, and they're just very slow. Now McDowell did have a tire down, but he kept it off the wall, and that looks like it's going to be the case for this driver as well. O'Haley probably cannot see on the high side, and he checked up much like BJ McLeod did earlier, and that's Ryan Preece in the 37, who has the major issue this time. We stay green. I don't know why he didn't pull down to the inside of the racetrack. Kind of like McDowell earlier off turn 2, he was running the high side. Up to 23rd. This comeback way, he's trying to get back through the field. Schneider will definitely have enough fuel to make it to the end of stage number 2 from when he had pit, which is the idea. He may need to get another caution or 2, though, if he's going to want to make it to the end of this race on just one more stop. He will stay out during the stage break, even if that means he pits 3 to 5 laps into the next stage. If that's what it's going to be for him to make it on fuel on 2 stops, obviously that's what he's going to do. Big draft on Bowman. Man, he was closing in, and still got in the back of the 88. He was checking up for quite a while. Splits the middle out 3 wide with the lap car of McDowell, who we were just talking about a little bit ago. Kind of went down to break the draft there briefly. Only trying to side draft the 34 McDowell. Schneider pushed all the way up the track at turn 2 and almost got into the wall for the 4th time. Been the 2nd time in turn 2. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time today for about the next dozen laps. We have 31 laps to go at the tricky triangle in stage number 2. Pocono Organics 325. I saw that the NASCAR schedule for 2022 was leaked, but I'm still going to hold off and wait until NASCAR confirms everything, which sounds like they're going to confirm it tomorrow. So the schedule will be released tomorrow by NASCAR and not anonymous sources. So, yes, it may be leaked, but just hold off. Because something could be changing between what the leaked schedule says and what NASCAR is going to say tomorrow. What NASCAR did announce today, though, is that the Busch Clash will be in the LA Coliseum. That will happen next year. It's obviously been rumored for a few weeks now, but it was confirmed by NASCAR today. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm bummed out about it because I feel like the Busch Clash in Daytona adds to Speed Weeks, and you know, personally, me going to my first Daytona 500 next year, not having that extra race, it sucks as a fan because now I'm only going to be at the track Thursday through Sunday. I would have saw qualifying on Wednesday at the racetrack, assuming they still have it on Wednesday. They might not even have it on Wednesday. They might just end up having it like Thursday afternoon and just condensing the duels with the qualifying in the same day. If they do that, I'm only going to be at the track Thursday through Sunday. It's kind of also stinks because I was planning on being in Florida for a whole week, you know, taking my vacation. So I'll have vacation built up by that time. I was going to take a full week off. Now I don't even have to take a full week off. I'm only going to have like probably 3 work days off. I'd have to take off that Friday, Saturday. I'd have off the Thursday as it is already, but my travel day would be the Wednesday. And I could probably get back to work by Tuesday the next week. So it kind of stinks. I mean, it's going to be awesome, but I'm still going to the Daytona 500. But it's not going to be it's going to be 2 days shorter of a trip than what I thought it was. I hope it works. I hope it works for NASCAR. It's just logistically, it seems like a short-term kind of thing too. I doubt, like, even if it is a big hit year one, which I don't think it's going to be, but if it is, you know, the cost to be able to do that annually, on top of the fact that it's an exhibition race. You know, are they going to want to throw a bunch of money into this year after year after year for an exhibition race? Is going to be the big thing. Because I thought that money was the whole reason that they stopped doing international races overseas like they were doing in Japan with exhibition races. That it was just costing too much over time, and you know, it wasn't even a points race, it wasn't worth it anymore. And, I mean, we don't even go to Mexico anymore. I mean, the Truck Series still goes to Canada, but we don't go to Montreal anymore. Like, all these international trips that we've had, they're just so expensive because of how far away they are in and out of the country that, you know, we just stopped doing it. Like, yeah, it's popular, but at the same time, to what cost? And, you know, that stuff's kind of come up with Dirt Bristol last year. Now they're going to have Dirt Bristol again this year. It's going to be kind of the same thing there. They're going to sustain it. The difference is that's a points race. And Bristol seats way more people than even the LA Coliseum, which sits about 70,000. Bristol sits like twice as much. So if they could sell out Bristol Dirt Race, it would make more income there versus, you know, even if they sold out the LA Coliseum, which I don't think they're selling out all 70,000 seats. There's no way. Especially if they end up having an actual points race literally less than a half hour outside of LA, less than a month later. You know, I think a lot of people would rather go to the actual racetrack than to the LA Coliseum. The racing fans would. And honestly, I've heard it with, you know, people being, or the argument saying that, well, it's the week before the Super Bowl's in LA, that could maybe attract more, you know, say casual fans, people that aren't typically racing fans, saying, hey, let's go to the NASCAR race the week before. I could guarantee that most people that do go to the Super Bowl, all but guarantee, I can't confirm this, I don't have any, like, confirmation 100%, but I feel like most people that go to the Super Bowl, they might be there for longer than just the weekend, but I doubt that they're there for longer than 8 days, that they would be going to a NASCAR race the weekend before and then run through the Super Bowl the following weekend. They're probably going to be there until the Monday after the Super Bowl, I'd have to assume. And kind of Eric Easted pointed it out as well. I don't know if it was on his channel or on the podcast this week, but he had also pointed out that it's kind of late going. Like, logistically, it may have made more sense if they announced it sooner, but they have not even, I mean, it hasn't even been a rumor until a couple weeks ago. And we're only looking at the calendar, what, like less than 5 months away from that race already? The city of LA is not going to be marketing the NASCAR race nowhere near, especially with it being an exhibition race. They're going to be marketing it nowhere near as much as what they'd be marketing the Super Bowl as well. So they catch, you know, people in the city. If NASCAR themselves do not market this a whole lot, kind of just like expecting the city to do it or expecting just people to find out by word of mouth on the internet, I just feel like a lot of people in the city of LA probably won't even know the race is going on, because all they're going to hear about in February is the Super Bowl. So that's kind of my take on it, I guess. I haven't really talked about, like, my 2 cents, I guess, with the LA Coliseum. Well, it was a rumor. Part of it is I wanted to make sure it was 100% going to happen first, because I wasn't going to talk about it if it just never happened. But it's happening. It's happening next year, February 6th. Worked his way back up tonight on these fresher tires, but you can see the interval, and even on the track map on the lower left-hand corner of the screen, how far back Schneider still is from Kurt Busch. He's about 22 seconds off the lead. He had a kind of a slower stop, 17.9 seconds, and obviously Schneider had slowed up quite a bit, just trying to make it to pit road with locking the tires up. Custer a little too low off the exit of turn 3 there. Costed him some corner exit speed as Schneider splits the middle between Custer and LaJoie down the main straightaway. I just honestly, like, what I think is going to happen with the LA Coliseum Clash next year, I'm going to predict that they're going to have less than 50% capacity. I hate to say that, and I hope they sell out, but I am going to guess with that place seating 70,000, that there is 35,000 or less fans in attendance for that race. Just because it's an exhibition, and because I think it being the weekend before the Super Bowl actually hurts the attendance more than it helps it. Because more people in the city of LA are probably spending a whole lot of money because those Super Bowl tickets, I've looked it up on the internet before because I've contemplated going to see the Packers play the Super Bowl the last couple of years, but they've lost the NFC Championship game 2 years in a row, so I never ended up, like, after that weekend prior, or 2 weeks prior, I guess, technically, I just never even bothered to go because they didn't play. I would only go if the Packers were playing. And I was looking it up, I'm like, man, it's going to cost me a pretty penny. It's the most expensive ticket you'll buy for anything, I can guarantee it. In the U.S. at least. I'm sure there's probably some international soccer players that will be a lot more. So, yeah, with that being said, I feel like that kind of, again, adds into the fact that they're not going to be there a week, you know, longer than a week, that they would be going to be there in town, you know, from outside the city longer than, you know, the few days leading up to the Super Bowl. He's got a run on William Byron off the exit of turn 3.
Careful, still there.
Make the pass on him down the long punt straightaway. And Schneider's now only about 14.5 seconds behind Kurt Busch as he continues to close on fresher tires.
You got room, you're clear there.
Remember, his lap times tend to casually get faster as his tires hit that midway point. Not when they're extremely old, but that midway point through the run seems to be where he's at his quickest. Combination of that and, again, just having the overall pressure tires right now, he's put together some pretty good laps. Everybody pitting at the stage break. Just past halfway through stage number 2. Still no cautions in the second stage alone. You know that fuel window is only about 38 to 40 laps.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there. All right, waving you off in front. He's pitting this time.
And there we go. Got some drivers making their way onto pit road for their green flag stops. 37 laps into the stage. Clint Boyer, Brad Keselowski on their way in. BJ McLeod is in as well, leaving just Kurt Busch on the track another lap. Kyle Busch also made his way into the pit. So 4 of the top 5 come in. Only the leader, Kurt Busch, will stay out. See how close that interval is going to be between Schneider and Kurt Busch by the time Kurt pits. That may cycle, say, Kyle Busch, who was in second, to the lead, depending on how far back he was behind his brother. You have to assume he's going to gain a considerable amount of time pitting the lap early, especially if this track being 2.5 miles.
Pitting car just ahead.
Kurt Busch going to hit the pits this time by 38 laps into the stage. Give him the lead up. Schneider led that last lap. 15 to go, stage 2. Lead change, 99 for the 3rd time today, is out in front. Everybody that's pitting now is making their second stop. Schneider has only pitted once so far, and
Careful.
you know he can make it on fuel to the end of the stage at least.
All right, you're clear.
He's going to try to push it as far as he can, but he's probably going to need a couple cautions if he's going to think about making this on 2 stops.
All right, waving you off in front. He's pitting this time. You got room, you're clear.
Only had one so far all day long. It was the stage 1 break. I know the caution had come out for incident right before it, but that didn't extend it at all. It just kind of left it the same. So,
Top 3, use it if you need it.
even though we had a caution for incident, he didn't really get to save any more laps than what he was already anticipating saving. So a lot of these cars are going to remain on the lead lap. You see Kyle Busch did cycle to second. He's about 3 seconds ahead of Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch about 3 seconds ahead of McLeod as well. And Schneider's got about a 33.5 second lead over Kyle Busch. Now Kyle Busch is on the fresher tires. Schneider should be able to manage that gap, no problem to the end of the stage. We're only going to have 13 laps to go in the stage this time by.
You got room, you're clear there.
Been pretty calm so far. I predicted that it was going to probably be a wild finish with potential fuel mileage. I'm still going to hold up to that. So I do think that there is a capability, though, if Schneider's going to make it on just one more stop. He's at least going to need... He's got the stage break coming up. But he's going to need 1 or 2 cautions per incident that don't run into the stage break if he's going to want to make it here today. Right now, it's just looking pretty tough. Just doing what he can. Got to be a couple laps to be good in this stage alone.
Still there?
Busch has ran Schneider down 1.5 seconds in about 3 laps. Third or second, or about 1/4 second a lap faster. Maybe Busch on those fresher tires. Now, one thing Schneider can do is he can try to save fuel to the end of the stage, knowing he does have 32 seconds to try and back up the lead. Gonna back it up yet. Wants to make sure that Kyle's for sure not going to catch him first. Last thing you want to do is back it up to like 3 seconds. We've got a few laps to go, and Busch just blows right by him with a couple laps left in the stage. Schneider would like to get this playoff point still while he's out in front. Already won stage 1 tonight. Gonna get the stages swept in this opening Pocono doubleheader race. Ten more laps in stage 2. Coasting it all the way through turn 1. Definitely going to allow for some of these drivers who are a lap down to get back on the leading lap. I see Logano's the first driver 1 lap down right now. Schneider's definitely coasting it through turn 2. Oh my goodness. Schneider emerged his way back up onto the actual racing groove in turn 3. Chris Buescher almost just ran right into the back of him. This would have been terrible. Nine laps to go.
Car high, careful. You're all clear up top. Car there on the outside.
They're going to stay down on the apron now. I don't think he can really back it up much more than what he is right now. All part of the strategy. crazy we're saving fuel really for the end of the race. We haven't even made the final pit stop nor have gotten to the final stage yet. Simply trying to take advantage of it while we can. Denny Hamlin, Matt DiBenedetto going to get back on the lead lap here shortly as well. And the first two drivers one lap down. Snyder's still got about 17 seconds back to Kyle Busch.
Still there. Stay at the bottom.
Need Justin Haley off turn 2 into turn 3.
All right, you're clear. Careful.
I didn't even see the lap time of those 2 laps. We saved a ton of fuel. Or at least backed it off a ton. I don't think it depends what track, really. Like 400 miles at Dover's a good length. Because even the Dover races can be a little long.
Careful, still there.
At 400 miles, I almost thought the 311 they ran was a good length. Because New Hampshire is a 1 mile track just like Dover. That's 100 laps shorter, but I feel like New Hampshire's like a good length. Because 300 miles is about, the length of an Xfinity race, but on a mile racetrack, it's a little different when it's a short track. But Dover's twice the size of Bristol, and we only run 100 less laps. The only reason I say 311 is because when they ran the doubleheader at Dover last year, it was 311 laps.
Stay at the bottom here.
Snyder's definitely saved some fuel. 5 laps to go in the stage. He's probably saved at least a lap of gas. What it looks like. Hey, jamming the brakes. Turn 1. He's pulled back away from Hamlin and Benedetto, and now he's about to lap Harvick again. I think all these guys are like, hey, wait, no, go back, save fuel again.
All right, you're clear.
We were expecting that to be it. Schneider's actually gapped Kyle Busch.
All clear.
Schneider's just, fast on old tires. I mean, he's definitely starting to pull away.
Still there. You're all clear on top there.
Johnson going to go a lap down again. Jimmy looking for 3 straight top 10s. We're having no top 10s on the season 3 races ago. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. Let's finish your experiment with the Cup race at Worldwide Technology Racing. A preview of maybe what we'll see next year. We have not ran there yet on the schedule for this season. I believe it's one of our playoff races, if I'm not mistaken.
Careful, still there. You got room. You're clear.
We're going to have 3 laps to go in stage 2 this time by.
Clear high, clear high.
Snyder's got 19 seconds on Kyle Busch. And he will make sure he backs up this race car for all 19 of those seconds, if at all possible. Trying to save and save some more. He's plenty good to the end of stage 2. But what he's trying to do is make this race on one more stop. And the more laps he can go by staying out of the pits at the end of stage 2, even if it is just a few laps into the start of stage 3, he catches a couple cautions, he can make it and cycle his way back to the front. He's just desperately coasting it around this track. It's a very long 2.5 mile racetrack. Johnson got his lap back as well as Harvick, and Harvick actually passed Johnson right before that happened. Already back to 38. He's having a poor run after competing for a win at Iowa yesterday. Stages are 45, 45, and 110 for that race. It's only 200 laps? Man, that is going to be a short race. Obviously, the actual Cup race, if they run there next year, will be longer. Well, Hamlin's going to get that lap back after all. De Benedetto's probably somewhere around here. Oh, contact to Benedetto. Hooked on the 7 of Malicki. I don't know why they slowed up so much. Schneider was down on the apron, out of the way.
Got a car high now.
Oh my goodness. Schneider started fishtailing in turn 3. Get that up to speed, maybe in the wrong spot.
Still there.
Benedetto's going to lose his lap again. Final lap of stage 2. Schneider's got about 5.5 seconds on Kyle Busch. He's out of the gas into turn 1. No brakes. Even using a little bit of the brakes will hurt the throttle input a little bit. And Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch just making their way off turn 1. Schneider saving some more. Gonna let the 73 of Bobby Carter go. Now he's gonna try to pick the gas back up. Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch are right there. Told you he was gonna try to save all 33.5 seconds if he could. And look at Kurt now trying to make a move for second off turn 2. About a half a second gap into 3. Schneider's not gonna be able to save fuel at this end of the racetrack. He'll power back down, and Kurt makes the move down to the bottom again into turn 3. Side by side for second. Keegan Schneider will win stage 2 and sweep the stages in Pocono race 1. And it was a photo finish for second place between the Busch brothers, with Kyle Busch finishing second, Kurt Busch third, BJ McLeod another top 5 in stage 2. Clint Boyer rounds out the top 5. Then you got Keselowski 6th, Byron 7th, Logano 8th, Newman 9th, and Harvick rounding out the top 10 in stage number 2. 27th stage win of the year tonight. After both those stage wins for Schneider, he very well could get to 30 by the end of the regular season. I had to switch my laptop and back. Welcome back. Schneider saved a ton of fuel there to the end of the stage. Backed up all 33.5 seconds over those last 3 laps to Kyle Busch, and then he did back it up with about 9 or 10 laps to go for a couple laps as well. Went green all the way through stage 2. Again, the only caution for incident was right at the end of stage 1, which actually ended the stage prematurely. And that's it. We'll have 50 laps to go when we go green. Schneider going to stay out of the pits. It's going to be about 10 laps short on fuel by calculations. Actually, a little less than that, considering that he's going to be able to run a few laps before he has to pit. Green flag back in the air. Everybody's on much pressured tires than him. They pitted 3 times now. Schneider's only pitted once so far. Trying to hold the lead as much as he can on the restart.
Bring it up there, here. We're almost out of fuel.
I feel like we got a few more cautions in the first race last year than what we have so far this season. We've only had one caution per incident so far in this race as Schneider stays out of the pits off turn 3. A pack of cars behind him, side by side for second, just like they were at the end of stage 2 between Kurt and Kyle Busch. Schneider may have to pit this time by, it looks like. He's going to slide up the track into turn 1. He's going to have to make sure he's going to get to the bottom, though, if he is going to pit this time. They don't want to run out of fuel here at Pocono. Kyle Busch going to bump draft Schneider down the second straightaway. Schneider's got the run to the inside of Kurt for the lead into turn 2. Not going to quite get around and did a great job keeping it off of him. Keselowski will get around as he tries to block Byron all the way to the inside of the track. Couldn't go any lower. Byron's going to get underneath him. Schneider's just trying to make it to pit road. Had a hard time trying to get to the bottom. Chase Elliott almost got into the back of the 99. 55 miles an hour onto pit road. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. Schneider's about 8 laps short on fuel. To the end of this race, he just did not get the cautions that he needed throughout this one. Again, we kind of mentioned already that he was probably going to need 2 cautions. But one of them ran into the end of stage 1, which we were going to have caution laps for anyway. So, never had any extra laps really to save fuel in this race at all compared to what we were already expecting with the 2 stage breaks. And that has definitely costed him so far. He will remain on the lead lap, with this being a pretty large racetrack. He'll work his way back up onto the racetrack right now. About halfway down the Long Pond straightaway as Schneider works his way into turn 1. Trying to get up to speed at Pocono. A lot of cars a lap down. He's only in 15th. Longest current top 10 streak for any drivers for Kyle Busch. He's got 6 straight top 10 finishes coming into this race. That's a pretty good chance to win. He's led a fair amount of laps. Finished second in each of the first 2 stages. And right there behind the 99 most of the way, either him or Kurt, really. Right there for the taking. Went a lot higher than what he wanted to. He wanted to take the high side from turn 1 because it seems to be a little bit better for him, but at least on the short run when the car's a little bit tighter. He runs a little bit slower lap times though when he's on fresher tires, and I think that pack is starting to slowly close in on him. Can't tell if that's the wind outside my house or if that's thunder rolling in. That is about 50 seconds off the race lead. And Schneider is faster on older tires too. You know, what does that mean for the strategy if we do end up seeing a caution? Can he go the entire stage on tires? Well, I guess we ran 2 laps 48 laps on tires, even if he can't make enough fuel to the end. Can he take a fuel-only stop to try and gain some time? Because at some point, he's going to have to make up 50 seconds on the field if he can't save enough gas to the end of the race. So, under green flag conditions, he's definitely not going to be able to save that much fuel. Again, we've only had one caution for incident, so the fact that he is banking on there being at least 2 for him to even have a chance to make it, that's asking for a lot, especially with only 43 laps to go now for the race leader. Nobody else tried a two-stop strategy. Schneider is the only one. Yeah, that's definitely Thunder. That can't be one. You guys hear it rumbling in my mic? What? Hang on. There's one yellow. Free pass to Matt Kenseth in 16. Some drivers are pitting, but I don't even think the window's open from here to make it to the end if you were to pit. I think Schneider's going to have to stay out. And that's probably why a lot of other drivers are staying out. Only Johnson and DiBenedetto will pit. Schneider's last on the lead lap anyway. He's going to top off on fuel as well. He'll take 4 fresh tires. Why not? I mean, I know we just pitted like 4 laps ago, but might as well top off on fuel. So here we go. Green flag back in the air at Pocono. 3 drivers pit. They're going to be extremely close on gas to the end of the race. 40 laps to go. That's about as far as you can go on a fuel tank. I mentioned it's going to be a fuel strategy race. I guess it was going to be a 3-stopper for Schneider, but because of when he took that 3rd stop, he's still going to be close on gas. Quickly gets down to the bottom into turn 1 in front of Jimmy Johnson. He's also on pressured tires, as well as DiBenedetto in the 21. They're going to try to take advantage and get to the front as quickly as they can. And if it stays green, and these guys are going to try to save enough gas, it's going to be a race between the 99, the 48, the 21. Who can save the most fuel? They're trying to block Johnson. He's not so worried about Elliott. Really, every other car in front of him he's not as worried about. Just want to get past him quicker than the 21 and the 48 so they can't get away. Johnson going to bump draft Schneider. Launches himself past Chase Elliott. Johnson trying to do the same. DiBenedetto drafting and following Johnson. Yeah, that's definitely Thunder. That is not win. That is a clear confirmation that it is Thunder outside my house. That is not win. You guys may be hearing or not hearing. Johnson pushing Schneider again. That sends him 3 wide underneath Newman. And Harvick, DiBenedetto got a draft off Schneider as well to try and get a bit of a pull. Schneider launches past Denny Hamlin into turn 2 as well now for 8. Johnson's still stuck on the high side. DiBenedetto is down low. He'll make the move underneath Hamlin as well for position. DiBenedetto, oh, he almost turned Schneider off turn 3. DiBenedetto got into the left rear. And here comes Jimmy Johnson on the high side. Schneider trying to side draft Denny Hamlin into turn 3. What a save by the 99.
Got a car coming inside now.
Definite Thunder, because now I see lightning.
You got room. You're clear there.
We have a mid-race weather report. There's lightning in the area.
Careful.
No delay. We're toughing it out. Contact as Jimmy Johnson makes his way to 8th, and he is now the leader of everybody who is trying to save fuel.
Car on the outside now. You're all clear up top there.
Benedetto locks bumpers with Schneider again. Wow, 200 miles an hour into turn 1. Schneider sends it. Johnson right in front of him, and Jimmy's getting really loose in turn 1.
Stay on the bottom here.
Schneider underneath the 48. He side drafts him. He pulls him back. Now he's going to try to use Johnson's teammate Byron as a pit car to get to 7th place.
Clear all around there.
Sends it underneath Keselowski for position. Can't get him. Look at the Benedetto go 3 wide. Passing Johnson and Byron, and now he's underneath Schneider. Keselowski goes high.
Slow now.
Schneider gets tight.
Inside.
Oh no.
A cage of cold metal.
Mute the
with
TV,
hot
mute the
rubber.
TV, mute the TV. What does that mean? I think we're live again. I don't even know if anybody's still watching this. My power went out. I don't even know if anybody's going to be coming back into this stream, but we're going to finish this race up. Problem is, I really hope I didn't lose anything. Alrighty. Just making sure everything's intact. Settings are all the same. Hey, we got 3 of you back in the chat. Yeah, my power went out for a little bit, so we lost progress of the race, unfortunately. That was shaping up to be a good one. That was definitely shaping up to be a good one. So what we're going to do is we had 37 laps to go. I'm trying to find a race length that will make it similar to that many laps left. The only thing close enough is if we go 33 laps, which is only 4 less laps than what we were originally going to run. And because we were close on fuel, and we know everybody who did not pit during that last caution still would have had to pit one more time, we're going to bump the fuel and tire wear to ×2. So everybody should have to make 1 pit stop. And then we'll run this race to the finish. Thing is now is everybody's back on the lead lap. And I don't feel like qualifying again, so we'll just have to be at the back here for these final 33 laps. Welcome those of you that stayed out the power surge. I was about ready to go to bed, but I was like, I should probably check to make sure everything's still up and running. And I was like, man, there's only 33 laps to go. Might as well just finish it tonight, because that's not going to take that long. Oh, I forgot I had a black screen on you guys. Sorry for that. I'll unmute it too. Gotta unmute myself. There we go. Well, we're gonna pick this right back up again. Truex is right back on the pole. Well, here we go. Some things just don't change, I guess. Kurt Busch at the back as well. So 2 of the favorites who have led some of the most laps in the race, Kurt Busch, Keegan Schneider, are at the back of the field. Oh, the stages are still on. Gosh darn it. Hang on, now I gotta back out. And... Never mind. Can't have anything nice. I didn't want the stages on. It's gonna be 33 straight laps to the end. 33 laps to the end. Boy, this is gonna be a long night for me. I was surprised the stream stayed running when the power was off. That's kind of scary, actually. You guys didn't see anything, I don't think, though. But I opened the laptop and, like, my stream was still going, and it was like, what? Because my laptop was, you know, obviously on power still. So, I guess that's why it was running, even though there was no internet. But because there was no internet, I don't think you guys saw any picture or anything. It was just a spinning circle on YouTube for a good probably 20 minutes or so. But I am okay, though. Why'd I back all the way out? Just need to change the settings. Single race stage. Alright. Yeah, 33 laps left in the Pocono Organics 325. Wish I could just send all you guys a link to get back into the stream. I don't know how you guys are going to figure this out. We got to finish the race, though. It's unfortunate. It was about to get good. Well, we still could have an enticing finish. I have no clue what the fuel window is going to look like here. I mean, we might be borderline again anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Not going to know until we jump right into this. Well, Shrek's still on the front row. Some things, I guess, just don't change again. All right, hopefully make it to the end uninterrupted here. We'll see if the Bush brothers can get their way back to the front of the field as well. 32 laps left. Everybody will have to pit one more time. When will that be, and will this race play green to the end? Still just the 2 cautions per incident today, and boy, this race strategy is changed on a whim. It looked like it was going to be close for 3 drivers to maybe make it on fuel. Now, contact back in the pack. Aggressive block for Schneider on Justin Haley. McLeod threw a block on Schneider simultaneously as well. Kyle Busch quickly going to get back to the lead. Schneider's got to get through this pack if he's going to want a chance to go back-to-back.
Careful, still there. Got a car low now.
They're trying to block the 49 of Finchie.
Low clear.
So run down the
Still there.
big long straightaway. Look at BJ McLeod. Remember, he was in the top 3 or 4 for the entire race. He's got to try to get his way back up there. We'll see. You know, he's got a fast car. You know, Schneider's got a fast car too. He's just struggling in traffic because that's just the way of Pocono. So tough to pass here. McLeod sandwiched in the middle. He's got Austin Dillon and Bobby Carter on his inside and outside.
Careful, still there.
Austin Dillon going to try to give Schneider a quick push.
Careful, still there. You're all clear on top.
I don't even know if any of you guys are even in the chat anymore. I have no clue if I have to refresh my screen to get the chat working again, so I may not be able to see your guys' comments at the end of the race. are racing.
Car outside, hold your line.
We only had one DNF, and I think it was Ryan
Car
Priest.
outside.
We finished the first 2 stages, so all I gotta do is go back and record the stage points there. But I believe Priest had DNF, so he's just gonna get the 1 point no matter where he finishes, and then everybody who finishes behind Priest will just get one more spot at the end of this race.
Careful, still there. You're all
So
clear.
hopefully Priest doesn't mess stuff up here to the end. Too badly, at least. Currently showing 30th on the screen.
Stay low, stay low. Alright, you're clear there.
He drives it deep into turn 3. Still underneath Wallace off the exit of the corner.
Still there.
Side draft him now. Getting a pull off the 47 car of Stenhouse, who's in front of him off corner exit as well. Schneider will blow by him. Kyle Busch still leads the field. I think it'd be pretty accurate to say he has led the most laps today. Total.
Careful, still there.
Schneider dives it in deep underneath Corey LaJoie. Makes a pass there for position up to 25th.
Got a car coming inside now. Clear down low.
Interval wise is about 11 seconds off of Kyle Busch. That window will not open up to the end of the race until about 20 laps to go.
Careful, still there.
Right now at the line, 27 to go.
You'll keep getting better. You're all clear up top.
Johnson's falling back in the pack a little bit. Reddick has moved himself forward quite a bit, up to 21st.
Still there.
Kurt Busch is right there with Kyle at the front of the field again, too.
Top 3, use it if you need it.
Somebody clipped the grass off turn 3. It may have been Clint Boyer. He's really fallen back because he was in the top 5 for most of the day.
That was a great lap.
He's definitely getting quicker as the run carries on.
All right, you're clear.
Ooh, big block by Boyer on Ty Dillon. For about 16th.
Stay on the bottom here. All right.
Schneider makes the aggressive move in turn 2 to get by Dillon. Now working on Boyer for position into 3, up to 16th, trying to charge forward with less than 30 laps to go. One pit stop still waning.
Excellent lap there. Good job.
25 laps to go. Looks like we have a slow car on the racetrack just making his way in the short chute of turns 2 and 3. Making the pit road well before the leaders get there. Could be somebody that made an off-scheduled pit stop as well. Somebody else is on pit road currently. Maybe there was a crash on the track that we never got a caution for. Yeah, there are 2 cars on pit road that were slow. That window's not open to the end yet. So I don't think that these are scheduled stops. This wouldn't make any sense that it would be. 4 laps left. Each lap just keeps ticking away. More and more and more.
Stay low, stay low.
Schneider underneath Byron makes the pass. Benedetto, who's in a good spot. He falls back to 15th. Johnson would have been in a great spot as well, and he's outside the top 20. This could hurt some of these guys on points as well. We're fighting for playoff spots late in the regular season. Just 6 more races to go in the regular season. Another one back at Pocono tomorrow night. Schneider to the high side in turn 3 on Chris Buescher. Keselowski, Bowman just up ahead, side by side in front of him. Schneider going to squeeze up the middle 3 wide. He's definitely starting to pick the pace up now. Or was he just a little bit too far behind Kyle Busch to make this time up, knowing these guys do have to pit yet before the end? There you see Kurt Busch in 6th. Schneider is gaining ground. And he's up to 6th, passing Kurt Busch in the short shoot of 1 and 2. Backs up to Kenseth. Now to 5th.
Excellent lap there. Good job.
Ryan Blaney 3rd, got Logano in 4th. Keselowski was battling to try and get inside the top 10, so nice split for the Penske cars. Denny Hamlin in 2nd place. Trying to get his first win of the year. Kyle Busch looking for his 3rd win of the season. One of only 2 drivers that have multiple wins on the year as it is. Boy, Kyle Busch has a big lead on even Denny Hamlin right now. Still 6.5 seconds back to where Schneider's running. 21 laps to go. Just wonder if this is going to go caution free. Logano tried to make a late block into 2. It was too late. Schneider squeezes into the corner. He clears him off turn 2 with a clean pass. Schneider down to 4th. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. You missed the power outage, Billy. It's the only reason we're still streaming. This was supposed to be over about a half hour ago, but the power came back on right before I went to bed, so. Everything was up and running and the stream was still going, so I was like, you know what, let's finish it tonight. You know, I gotta work in the morning still.
Still there?
Oh wow, big dive down to the apron. Surprised that it actually stuck. Schneider side drafted Blaney still and pulls away from him. Pulls back up in front of him, barely clearing him with a block, and now makes the dive into turn 2 for 2nd on Denny Hamlin, and he's got the spot. Hamlin going to try to cross over Schneider with a block there. And now 3 seconds off the race lead of Kyle Busch, who has led the most laps all night long. Final pit stops still have to come yet. Yeah, big storm in my area. I guess I didn't even know it was supposed to rain tonight. Because I heard thunder like 5 minutes before the power went out. I was like, is that thunder or wind? Because it's been pretty windy like all day. Pretty much all day yesterday too. So like I thought it was like just the wind kind of knocking against the screen or something on my window, and ended up being thunder because I saw lightning like, I mean, only about a minute before the actual power went out. Some wicked lightning. was like, oh, nope, it is definitely rain, or it is about to be rain. And yeah, then the power went out. We lost the stream for a second. I guess the stream was still running, but you guys couldn't see anything. It was just buffering. I obviously lost power, so now I'm going to reset the race. Run these final 33 laps to the finish, which is about where we left off anyway. And now look at Schneider. He's going to go for the lead on Kyle Busch, which was what he was trying to do a little while back. But now the pass is made with about 18 laps to go. Now he's trying to pull away, breaking the draft. Will we stay green to the end of the race? Is the next big question. Schneider's better on longer tires. Longer run tires, I should say, not longer tires in general. That sounded kind of weird the way I put it. Longer run tires. For the few of you that stayed out the power outage, maybe treated to a pretty good finish here. It's only a 2-second lead for Schneider over Kyle Busch. Just a few more laps away from green flag pit stops, assuming it does stay green, which is what Schneider would want now that he's starting to build up a bit of a gap. Have at least a little bit of time to kill here before Kyle Busch can really try to get after it. Schneider catching the back of the lap traffic. On the high side, Fincham, Nemechek, Chastain. Blows around all three of them in turn 3. There's about an 11-second gap between Kyle Busch and Keegan Schneider before Schneider started to close in on Busch. Heavy braking for Schneider into 1, trying to keep it off the back of Haley. Loose off turn 1, but drives out of it. He can continuously just be faster and faster here. He's definitely going to go as far as he can on this fuel run before he pits. Trying to take every advantage with this longer run as possible. Is it the same storm that you got, by the way, Billy, that I'm getting here? Do you know it all? Or Toledo area? I mean, the wind was coming from the south, so I guess it wouldn't be possible. Impossible. About 8 seconds for Schneider over Kyle Busch. Schneider may go one more lap on fuel. He can definitely be pushing it. Knowing he's this much faster on older tires, he's gonna push it. Schneider risking fuel. See if Kyle Busch pits this time. Off of turn 3, about 9 seconds off the lead, and Kyle Busch is pitting. I think he was more like 8 seconds off the lead. He was starting to break to make his way to pit road. So Kyle Busch is in the pits. Denny Hamlin's still on the racetrack. He was in 3rd. Schneider on the track as well. Trying to stretch this fuel tank out as they make their way into turn 2.
Alright, we need fuel. Let's pit now.
Schneider hustles. He'll continue to hustle now into turn 3. And Schneider's going to make it. Now going to break and try to make it onto pit road without speeding. 55 miles an hour. Third green flag stop of the day for the 99, and this is the money stop. 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel coming. Here we go. 2 hours west of St. Louis. Yeah, I figured you were somewhere around St. Louis area. You being a Cards fan. And I think you mentioned it on the channel. It was like your closest city. Where you live or something like that. So looks like it's going to be the fastest green flag stop of the night, though, for Schneider. 55 miles an hour. Had to be careful there. Ross Chastain was coming into his box as Schneider was leaving his own. And out onto the racetrack now goes the 99. Kyle Busch pitting 1 lap sooner, did gain some time though. Schneider's still trying to get up to speed as well. So Kyle Busch going to try to run him down. About 6 seconds off the lead. Boy, Schneider way up the track in turn 2. That's not going to help. This car is extremely tight at this point in the run. He's definitely going to be holding on for dear life. Busch will get to him. He's going to have to hold him up as much as he possibly can. Ryan Blaney cycled to third. He must have hit the same lap Kyle Busch did. Hamlin has fallen back to the 4th spot. Car coming out of the pits on the inside. That's Eric Jones. Schneider will clear him well before he gets into turn 1. No issue there for him. It's a pretty good corner for the 99, but you can see Kyle Busch closing in the picture. Only 2 lap cars between the top 2. Tell Jones may have the fast enough car to be able to actually keep up. And now we have a caution with 12 to go. Caution is out with 12 to go. Our 3rd caution of the race. And Kurt Busch is going to pit from 9th. I think he might have still been on the track and had not pit yet. Maybe that was the issue. Well, no, because if he would have... That's weird, because if he would have pit, then he would probably stay out. You would assume... Eric Jones will get the free pass in 26th. So Kurt Busch will restart in the 25th spot. He'll only have a few lap fresher tires, so that's not really going to do much at Pocono. But that is not a caution Schneider wanted to see. His main competitor was Kyle Busch. Maybe Blaney could have caught him. I don't think anybody else was going to catch him. Now he's going to have to defend the whole field, and we're only going to have 9 laps to go in this restart. 3 cautions also spread apart throughout this race. Our second of the final stage in the final 47 laps. Green flag is back in the air at Pocono. Day 1 of the Pocono doubleheader. Good launch on the restart for the 99. Quickly pulls up ahead of the 18 of Busch. Blaney now to the inside for second. Blaney trying to go for his first win of the year. Schneider down to block. You got the Penske cars on the bottom lane, and the Joe Gibbs Toyotas on the high side. Into turn 2. Schneider slides up, Blaney goes low, and he's going to go for the lead. Blaney's clear, out in front, trying to get his first win in the career mode. Ryan Blaney leads at Pocono, the place where he got his first career win back in 2017 as his teammate Logano tries to catch him. They're 3 wide off of turn 3. Hamlin's about sandwiched in the middle. Now Newman's going to give Schneider a push, who's losing a ton of ground on the restart as he tries to cross over Kenseth into turn 1. Sends it now into turn 1 as well. Kenseth going to give him a push. All it's going to do is shove Schneider up the track. Newman side drafted Kenseth, and now Logano is all over his teammate Blaney, going for the lead himself. Kyle Busch caught in dirty air for really the first time in the final 30 laps of the race. Schneider fends off Newman again. Really good through turn 2 for the 99. He's got a run for 3rd place. Logano underneath Blaney for the lead. Logano clear off turn 3 on his teammate. Hamlin to bump draft Schneider on the Long Pond straightaway. 7 laps to go at Pocono. Will these tires start to kick in? Schneider sends it into turn 1. Oh, and he just barely gets around Busch, but he's going all the way up the racetrack and had to lift 3 wide off the exit of the corner. Hamlin lifted to keep it off Schneider. Newman stayed in the gas, and he's up to 3rd place. Boy, Kyle Busch and Keegan Schneider, who both restarted on the front row, are now back to 4th and 5th, and now Hamlin almost squeezes his teammate into the wall. And Kyle got really loose, trying to keep it off of the 11 and off the wall at the same time. Schneider down to block Kenseth into 3. Kenseth into the middle lane now. He splits 3 wide between Busch and Schneider. Schneider makes contact with the 42 up the track as he aggressively blocks the 18. 6 laps to go. And the Penske duo are pulling away. Schneider's just hoping his car can grip up before the end of the race. Right now, it is still struggling. He's just absolutely been trying to defend as much as he can. Until then. Newman is all over Blaney for 2nd. Blaney trying to at least hold him off so his teammate can maybe get his first win of the season. Blaney blocks into turn 3 underneath Newman. Hamlin going to try the outside of Ryan Newman on turn 3. Hamlin's been on a bit of a hot streak as well. Five laps to go. Schneider closes in the draft. Hamlin, Newman, still side by side. Oh no, Schneider overcorrects into the wall. Drove it in too deep down to the apron. Trying to charge just a bit too hard into turn 1. He carried a lot of speed in the draft. And it was too much for him to handle, and it's amazing how quick that snapped loose. That was a very vicious hit into the outside wall. It is just crazy how quick that crash was. It looked like the car was almost starting to come back to him as he was closing in on that battle for 2nd with about 4 to go. 5 to go. It's been one of those nights, I guess. Just overcorrected it. Wow, it's amazing how quick that overcorrection was. I was just looking back at the replay, and it started going left a little too much, so, I went to wiggle the analog stick, and as soon as I wiggled it like I would usually do to try and save it, it just turned right up the racetrack, and there was no chance to catch the race car. It is crazy, because I didn't even have time to lift. I was just going to try to drive out of it. I went head-on into the wall without even lifting. That was a vicious accident with just 5 laps to go in the race. That is a tough, tough break. We're going to have to go through go through these finishing results. See if Logano was able to hold on to win. That would have been the 4th caution of the race. That was a hard accident. We'll go back, obviously, 100% race. We just had to finish up those last 33 laps. I guess out of technicality, we would have had 9 laps to go, but we also would have been close on fuel. We would have been like either a lap short or right on it, somewhere between that for fuel. That would have been so awesome to see how that would have worked out. Us to Benedetto and Johnson on the strategy, but that just never came into fruition, I guess. Matt Kenseth will go on to win the race. He did lead laps earlier in the day and was running top 6 throughout. Of course, you saw there was inside the top 10 as well late in the race. First win of the season for Matt Kenseth, so that will punch his ticket into the playoffs. As we have another new winner on the year. Kyle Busch finishes in second. Joey Logano third. Kyle Busch's top 10 streak now reaches 7 straight races. Denny Hamlin fourth. It's his fourth top 5 in the last 5 races. Ryan Blaney rounds out the top 5 in 5th. Ryan Newman 6th. Chase Elliott 7th. Martin Truex Jr. 8th. Eric Almirola 9th. BJ McLeod rounds out the top 10. And really, of all the drivers in the top 10, that was pretty much everybody who was running there throughout the course of the race. That's pretty accurate, even before the power outage. So I'd say that's a pretty accurate top 10. Only guy, I guess, who's not in there that probably deserves it would be Clint Boyer. But I did see maybe Almirola was a little bit further back in the running order. And, of course, the Benedetto and Johnson would have been on the same pit strategy we were on with those fresher tires and trying to make it on fuel to the end of the race, stretching the window. So, of course, those three would have at least had a chance to win. But where they were running, I guess, is maybe a little bit lower. But not everything's going to be completely accurate either. I guess we finished ahead of Ryan Preece, technically, so we would have finished 39th. A career worst finish, though, and now the third DNF, not only this season, but that's the third DNF in the last 4 races. Definitely getting rough. Well, I gotta hit the hay, guys. It is obviously a late night. Was not expecting a power outage or a rainstorm tonight. So this went way longer than what I was expecting. I'll get to bed. We'll run the second Pocono doubleheader race tomorrow for the Pocono 350 on the channel. No official start time with having to work just whenever I could get home. Hopefully I can get home at a decent time, though, considering I will have to leave early Thursday morning to head out to Bristol. So I wouldn't consider it to be as late of a start time as what it was tonight. Of course, it ran late because of the power outage, but we'll see how that'll work tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Appreciation, support as always. See you next time.